Goeiedag en baie welkom by die 97ste episode van Agri Monitor. Vandag is 22 November en ek is Elvira Hatting. Nou in vandag se nuusgesprek luister ons na Dr. Roy Miller. Hy is 'n afgetrede geoloog met meer as 40 jaar se ervaring in die mynbedryf. Hy gesels dan met ons hoe mynbedrywighede in die Stampriet-akwifer die waterbron kan besoedel en wat die nagevolge daarvan kan wees vir die landbouaktiwiteite wat afhanklik is van hierdie water. Dan nou ook in vandag se Plaas Toe luister ons na Dr. Fidelis Mwazi. Nou ja, hy is die uitvoerende hoof van die Namibiese Akkerbouraad en hy het onlangs by die Akkerbouraad se toekennings vir akkerbouers en tuinbouers van die land gesels oor hoe groente en vrugte in Namibie in en uitgevoer word en ook hoe die akkerboubedryf oor die afgelope jare dan nou gevaar het. Ons weet teen die tyd almal dat dit mielieprodusente en ook koringprodusente se rekordjare was met die grootste oeste wat ooit in Namibie se geskiedenis afgehaal is vanjaar. Nou ja, kuier lekker verder saam met ons, bly ingeskakel.
Funding part of it and the risk aspects that are related to the potato production is also
The Stampriet Basin has drinking water aquifers underground. There are farms that cover the whole Stampriet Basin, that's in southwestern Namibia, underneath the Kalahari sands and the dunes. That's the only water that all those farms, commercial and communal, have for their livelihoods. They all rely on that groundwater. Now, with the uranium having been discovered in those aquifers, the drinking water aquifers, the potential mining of that can endanger the aquifers by contamination, mine solutions escaping into the aquifer, escaping into other aquifers above and below, and based on our knowledge of large-scale operations of this kind of mining, in situ leaching it's called, you have thousands of boreholes pumping leach solution in, pumping water out with the dissolved uranium, and that solution is recycled many times. Generally, such an operation has thousands of boreholes. The spacing is about 20 to 25 meters apart, can cover half a farm, one ore deposit, one mine operation. If they find more deposits, and that is possible, then it'll even add even more. And we cannot risk this sustainable resource, this groundwater resource that is critical to the livelihoods of people, of farmers, to the livelihoods of the farm products. We need farm products that are uncontaminated by water with uranium or heavy metals in it, because we need to produce food for our country. We've got to look after our people. We've got to ensure that this sustainable underground water resource remains sustainable. It supports other sustainable industries, and it can be sustainable for centuries if we look after it. And we've got to make sure that we prevent potential contamination by not allowing anything like in situ leach mining in the aquifer to take place.
Some of your recommendations to the authority in terms of safeguarding and making sure that this aquifer is not contaminated by mining activities of this nature?
Well, our general recommendation is to not allow any drilling for mineral exploration, any kind of mineral exploration in this water control area, and to cancel all mineral exploration permits and applications for mineral exploration permits in the basin. Because if anything does take place, we run the danger of contaminating that aquifer with radioactive material. And the point about radioactivity is you cannot see it, you cannot taste it, you cannot feel it. And because of that, people are petrified. They're dead scared of it because it is dangerous. It can cause cancer, can affect your lungs and your livers and your central nervous system. It is very dangerous to your health.
So which crops for the green economy and why? Let's start with horticulture. This is just to give the trend in lumping all together the horticulture products that has been traded in Namibia. If we look at that in 2011, 2012, locally produced horticulture products was almost 30,000 metric tons. And then at the moment, as 2021, 2022, it came up to 40,465 metric tons. We can see that trend. Sometimes it goes up and down, but I think the trajectory indicates that there's an increase in the local production of the horticulture products. When we look at export, it's more or less the same, 22,429, 2020, 11, 2012. And then when we look at 2021, 2022 financial year, almost around 59,000 metric tons that has been produced local, which went export. And that's mainly dominated by table grapes and dates, and tomatoes and onion, mainly, just to highlight a few. And then we still import a lot, as you can see on that graph. In terms of the monetary value, it's the same trend. You've been able to see how much we are able to, the value of what we are producing local, the value that we are exporting, the value that we are importing. So whenever we look at imports, we need to unpack it at some stage and look at the different lines individual so that we know which products are suitable, which one can we take advantage and able to grow local and able to produce that. Because some of the products, especially on the fruit production, may not be able to be suitable because of the climatic condition. The top traded horticulture crops in Namibia, if you look at that table, top imports, potatoes becomes number one. 138 million of potatoes are imports in terms of the value. Apples, bananas, orange, onions, avocados, grapes. On the grapes, it's always good to mention to say, despite that we are producing so much volume that goes for export, at the time when Namibia is starting to harvest the table grapes, end of October, beginning of November, the price of table grapes is very high. There's a niche market that our farmers are taking advantage to deliver products in the European markets. So it's more driving in that angle, but at the end, we would need to import what is affordable for us to come and consume. The top export is, as I said, it's led by table grapes to the value of around 857 million. But then when we look at the local purchases, also it comes back to potatoes as well, around 95 million value of the potato that is produced local. But we still have an advantage to increase that so that we take advantage of reducing imports by increasing local production. Then the success of this, I should be able to mention it, that it has came as a result of the implementation of the market share promotion scheme, which when it started, it was around 5%. that was comparing that whoever is importing into the country needs to buy only 5% local. As we speak, that percentage is at 47%, but whoever imports bringing products, first we need to buy 47% of the total basket should have come from the local producers. So to us, the market share promotion is a developmental agenda that is assisting us to drive the development of the crop industry, especially on the horticulture. Let's go on the agronomy in terms of the grains. If you look at that trend, 2010 and 2011, around 47,000 metric tons that were produced local for the grains, especially this is more on the white maize grains. And then we can see 2021, 2022, we achieved 90,895 metric tons, the highest ever Namibia has produced. And when you look at 2019, 2020, what it tells us, it was a drought year. When you look at 2015, 2016, all these which are lower, it has been a drought year that we experienced. That's why the volumes becomes lower. Then when we bring it in to compare local versus import over 12 years, I think you can be able to see the trend that there are still some opportunity to increase local production of white maize to take advantage of imports. Perhaps at some stage, either we will move in a direction of becoming self-sufficient on the production of white maize. The peel millet, which is the mahangu or mausa or whatever the name that it's called in terms of local language. Local versus import, it also indicates the trend. But then we should also be able to note that we are only reporting in terms of what is traded on the market, not what is produced and then consumed at a household level. Then on the wheat, it's the same trend. We can able to see that imports are still high, compared also closer to in terms of our demand. But it has been very encouraging over the years that when we look at the lowest was around 2017, no, not 2017, 2019, where we got 4,466 metric tons of wheat grains. But then the last financial year, 2021, 2022, we also achieved the highest ever Namibia produced in terms of the wheat, which is 18,898 metric tons. Then again, we need also to understand where are these products we are importing, where are they coming from? So that's that map just to indicate in different types of areas of the world where we are sourcing a lot of our products. It's just to highlight, and then again we look in terms of where is our products going. That is leaving Namibia, as I indicated, in terms of table grapes, and the dates is the main contributing to export. Now, in terms of the opportunities for horticulture, there's an opportunity to increase the land production in terms of dates, in terms of table grapes. Blueberries has came on board. I think the opportunities and the results that we have seen on the blueberries are very encouraging to all of us. Asparagus, onion, tomatoes, and potatoes. And this is the call now in terms of investing within the horticulture sector. But as we do that, we should not forget about value addition in terms of processing, because it's also a missing link. That's why sometimes when we are producing so much that cannot be absorbed by the size of our market, we get stranded because there's no channel that leads it into factory to start processing and producing different byproducts out of the produce that are surplus that we can't consume fresh at the time of production. And also we need to, once we start to produce such much high volume, we need to take advantage of the export market, because the opportunities out there are very significant that we need to take advantage. Agro-processing, as I've indicated, we analyzed a little bit to understand in terms of the value of processed products that we are bringing into the country. If you look at the vegetable in terms of the mixed products, or potato chips, you can be able to see that almost the value of 211 million worth of the processed products that are coming into the country. But then almost equivalent to 8,600 metric tons. So we could be able to produce that and process it locally and create jobs that will be able to sustain and able to benefit the locals. Other industry, just to update from the NAB also to say, over the last years, as NAB has strengthened the implementation of its mandate as outlined in the Act, there are so many success stories, but just to highlight a few in terms of, as a regulatory body, what is it that we needed to enhance our regulatory capacity. So we developed this diagram or framework of the Namibia Food Control System for agronomy and horticulture products. It looks at both angles in terms of import, export, local, and also the transiting products. So this is just for us as a regulator to understand, to say, when we looked at this, it will bring us the efficiency and effectiveness of understanding how we are regulating the industry. Remember, when you look at these banners, our vision is to be a world-class organization. So for us to reach that milestone, we need to up and strengthen our rules and regulation that we have to assist us govern this industry accordingly without loopholes, so that everybody is treated fairly when it comes to being a role player in the sector.
Van dese week se veilings lyk dan nou soos volg. Op 22 November is Agri met veilings op Mariental, Okahanja, Oudtshoorn en die Uhuru-produksie veiling in Windhoek. NLA is op Monica en WLA op Reelbot met 'n grootvee veiling. Op 23 November is Agri op Karasburg, Blouberg op Grootfontein, Karoo Oes op Gobabis, NLA op Kois en die WLA weer met 'n grootvee veiling op Kalkrand. Op 24 November is Agri met veilings op Keetmanshoop, Otjiwarongo en in Windhoek. Op 25 November is Agri op Otawie, Blouberg met 'n veiling op Wilhelmstel en dan nou die NLA met 'n bok, skaap en bees veiling op Mariental. Die WLA is ook op dieselfde dag met 'n grootvee veiling op Gobabis. Van dese week se landboudagboek lyk dan soos volg. Op 25 November bied die Namibiese Organiese Vereniging hul jaarvergadering by die Namibiese Wetenskaplike Vereniging in Windhoek aan. Nou dit gebeur om 6uur en dit is oop vir die publiek, so diegene wat belangstel kan 'n boodskap aan die e-pos wat verskaf word stuur. Op 26 en 27 November word daar opleiding in varkboerdery in Johanguena streek aangebied en belangstellendes kan ook dan nou op die gegewe nommers kontak of skakel. Op 28 November hou NAVA, die Namibiese Professionele Jagtersvereniging, hul 48ste jaarvergadering in Windhoek by die Safari Hotel aan. Van dese week se vleispryse, Miko het dat nou in Windhoek vir grade A tot en met B tussen $61 en $62.50 per kilogram betaal. Hierdie is dan nou ook vir kontrak kontrakte wat met boere gesluit is vir betalings waarvoor boere tot en met 90 dae moet wag en waarop rente betaal word. Beefkor op Okahanya het vir dieselfde grade tussen 50 en 60 Namibiese dollar betaal en Meatgo in die noordelike kommunale gebied het tussen 30 dollar en 43 dollar 13 sent vir hierdie grade betaal. Nou die C-grade, Windhoek, Meatgo in Windhoek het tussen 60 dollar en 61 Namibiese dollar betaal, Beefkor tussen 44 en 55 Namibiese dollar en in die noordelike kommunale gebied het Meatgo tussen 28 dollar en 41 dollar 13 sent dan nou vir hierdie betaal. Wat van dese week se veilingpryse betref, ons sien dat veilingpryse ietwat opwaarts beweeg. Tollies is daar dan nou 41 dollar 19 gemiddeld per kilogram vir hierdie week betaal, verse 37 dollar 77 sent, stoorosse 32 dollar 79 sent, stoorverse 32 dollar 79 sent, slagosse 32 dollar 63 sent, slagverse 31 dollar 87 sent. En dan nou vir koeie, maar tot en met vet per kilogram was die prys 24 dollar 98 tot 32 dollar 54 sent. Slagbulle se prys per kilogram was 29 dollar 74 en dan nou slagskaap dorpers 36 dollar 73 sent per kilo en vetstert 37 dollar en 9 sent. Bokke het dan nou gegaan vir 1358 die gemiddelde prys en koeie met kalwers vir 17288 Namibiese dollar. Ons sê vir julle dan baie dankie dat julle van dese week saam met ons gekuier het. Ons hoop julle dit geniet en volgende week, selfde tyd, selfde plek, maak ons weer so. Mooi bly, tot dan.